Hello and welcome to some guided meditation. I love guided meditation because what we're doing when we're using a guided meditation is we're actually tapping into the mind that we have. And the mind can focus on one thing at a time. So when we put the mind in focus towards something positive, then that's like giving that monkey mind something positive to work on, something positive to do. So in today's meditation, we're going to talk a lot about, and we're going to meditate on change. Change is the only constant. That's the only constant in our lives, right? Is that things are always changing and moving and shifting, and it's how it is that we deal with that change becomes very valuable to our lives when we learn to accept change, when we learn to move with change, when we learn to be flexible, when we learn that when not to be flexible too, when to with the gentle heart not be so flexible and getting steamrolled at every turn. So change is constant, right? It's like in every moment your body is changing, your cells are changing, your breath is changing, what you see is changing. So it's like change is this constant thing, and it's adaptability to our change. It's like I feel like the more that I'm just going to speak for myself, the more that I age in my life, the more that I can see patterns that have been constant the whole time in my life, and what I love about that is like every generation that comes and starts to like grow into themselves, every generation has things that work for them, don't work for them. They have their own set of rules to follow. They have their own ideas, and then as you stick with your generation, when you were born, you stick with the things that have always worked for you, and then that's when like we start to rub up, because this older generation tries to teach this new generation, and it doesn't really compute to this new generation, because you guys are, everyone's made differently. We're starting to be made different. We're starting, it's like just being adaptable to your environment and when you were, let's say, just when you were born, and what has always worked for you. Is like nowadays we're having kids in this digital era, they don't know anything else, and then you have the grandparents or the elders, the elder teachers and all that maybe don't quite understand, the younger generation. And that's kind of always been the case. If you think about it, it's always been the case. Like, of course we don't understand, and of course they don't understand the other way, because it's always been, there's this gap, and we only know what we experience. And if we haven't experienced it, then we don't really know. So, it's being adaptable to change, accepting of change, accepting of the way others behave around you, the way that life is, just accepting of it, and doing your part to make the world and your space a better place to exist, and that's really all you can do is what is that old term? Mind your own business. It sounds so harsh to even say. It's like mind your own business, but sometimes my business is to, and it's not like I've asked for this, but sometimes my business is other people tell me their business, and then it becomes my business, and I'm like, I don't really want your business. Like, you can go sort out your business, and come to me with like all of the things that you learned. But so we mind our own business, and when we're not minding our own business and we're paying attention to everyone else's lives, then that requires us to energetically get into their lives and energetically insert ourselves into their lives, and you can do it if you want to, but I can tell you from experience it's a little exhausting. So just stay in your lane and mind your business, and mind, and we mind our business in our house, within our house, and whoever dwells within that house, and beyond that, it's like, I'll let people figure out what they need to figure out, because that's their journey. Let everyone have their journey, let everyone have what it is they're here to do. But so change is in the air, and I think if you just really look around, you're gonna see like change, and you can actually feel it, like change is in the air. And so we want to prepare for it, we want to be ready for it, we want to accept it, we kind of want to surrender to it, because you don't want to fight it. Like, fighting sounds exhausting too, so we just accept that change is coming, and then we let something beautiful come out of the change. And when we're totally in a place of a loving heart, or in a place of peace in our mind and in our body, then it's really easy for it to be like, oh, okay, gosh, I didn't even see that change as being such a positive thing for me. I only was looking at like, the things I'm gonna have to do now. I've been on cruise control for so long, and now things are going to change. Whether we're talking about in your career, whether we're talking about in your home life, like whatever, like change is happening. So let's get on board with change, and let's just see where we resist change, like in the physical body. We're gonna do that meditation. We'll like play around with, where am I resisting this change in the physical body? And then what does my mind do when I go into change? Does it want to fight, or does it want to just allow it to happen? And then once we get those areas balanced, then maybe we'll come up with some great solutions for what do we do when change comes? What do we do when change is calling and we are not picking up the phone? Let's pick up the phone. Yeah, change. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's get started. Before or when we start to meditate, we always ground our energy. Why is grounding so important? Grounding is essential for all of us to grow. Think about grounding as the roots of your tree being in the earth. And the deeper your roots are, the bigger you'll grow. If your roots are not in the earth, if you are not grounded, you are missing out on being creative with your life. You're missing out on being like super connected to this energy that we all have access to. Just think of, we call the earth Mother Nature. So it's this feminine energy. It's energy that wants to come into the body, and it wants to support us, and it wants to support our creativity, and it wants to support us getting creative in our careers and our lives, with our children, with our spouses, with our, you know, friends and family. It's like it just wants to like create, it wants to co-create with you. But if you're not grounded, you're not really connected to that energy that's available to all of us. So even if the one change that you start to do is to like just start to get better grounded in your lives, then I say that's a positive right there. So let's try that. All right. So, however you choose to meditate is up to you. You can sit in a chair, feet on the ground. I like to cross my legs, sit in a chair, crossing my legs. 1 foot up, 1 foot down, both feet down. You can lie down. It's up to you. But the idea is that if you have to move and shift and change because your legs are falling asleep or whatever, then just do it. Don't fight that, because that's when you start pulling all your energy up into your mind, and yeah, then there becomes this inner conflict in there. So we're going for comfort, we're going for peace, we're going for love, we're going for all those things that help us adapt to our environment. All right, so lightly close your eyes. And then start with breathing in through the nose. And then when we exhale out with that audible sigh. When the body hears that sigh, it knows it's time to relax. So breathing in. Very good. Breathing in. One more time. Breathing in. Very good. In our next breath, we're going to do that square breathing. Breathing in for 4, hold for 4, breathing out for 4, and hold out for 4. So breathing in, hold, breathing out, hold out. Breathing in, hold, breathing out, hold out. Breathing in, hold, breathing out, hold out. Increase to 5, breathing in, hold, breathing out, hold out. Breathing in, hold, breathing out, hold out. And then just settle and start to breathe normal. The reason why we like to do these breathing exercises is that it actually exercises the lungs. The older you get, you know, you have to really exercise your lungs. Otherwise, you know, your lower lobes of your lungs, they actually stop working. And that's when COPD and all these other diseases come in, because we haven't exercised our lungs all the way. We haven't met its capacity. So when we breathe in, we want to breathe in and send that belly out. And then when we exhale, pull that belly all the way in. And just feel those lungs expand and contract. Breathing in. And then contract everything. One more time. Breathing in. Filling up like that big Buddha belly, and then exhaling back out. and then settling. That's very good. Now we're going to do the alternate nostril breathing, and that helps balance our left and right brain with our left and right body. So we plug off, like let's use our right hand, right thumb to the right nostril, plug off blood, like just imagine you're breathing in through the left, plug off the left, breathe out the right, breathe back in, plug off, breathe out, breathe in, plug off the other side, breathe out, breathe in, plug off the other side, breathe out, breathe in, plug off the other side, breathe out, breathe in, plug off, breathe out, breathe in, plug off, breathe out. That's good. And then whenever you're ready, put your hands back down in your lap and just find that neutral space. Just allowing your body to breathe naturally all the way in and all the way out. And just finding yourself standing somewhere in and on the earth. Just notice that idea, that thought that comes in. If I could stand anywhere on the earth, where would I stand right now, today, in this moment? And just feel the earth beneath your feet. Turn your body and face the sun. Allow the sun to shine on your face, on your throat, on your heart, on your belly, the front of your legs. Just allow that sun to shine on you. And as that sun shines on you, your body morphs and changes into a beautiful tree. And just notice the state of your tree. And if it's your first time doing this practice, notice what tree comes into your consciousness. What tree do you feel like you represent? What are the characteristics of your tree? Are you a fruit tree to provide nourishment for others? Are you a tree that produces flowers and fragrances that fill the air. Are you a tree that produces flowers to be revered for its beauty? And perhaps you're a tree that provides shade for others, maybe protection from the elements. Just notice what kind of tree you are and the state of your tree. Are you in hibernation? Are your buds starting to bloom? Do you need trimming? Do you need care and water and fertilizer? Just notice the state of your tree. Now we're going to focus on your roots. Then we're going to breathe in from the atmosphere and take that breath down the physical body, down the trunk of your tree. We're going to start to send energy down into your root system. And just notice your roots going into the earth. And if your roots only stay on the surface of the earth, when we're easily toppled over by the storms, by the weather, the surface of the earth is only going to the surface things in our lives, and there's something deep within all of our hearts that knows that there's more to us, there's more to our lives. And so we breathe in and we let our roots go deeper into the earth until they reach the next layer. And the next layer is the bedrock. And the bedrock represents those rocky parts of our lives, you know, the parts that have the sharp edges and the parts that will really keep us from wanting to grow. But it's our strength and our courage that continues to send our roots deep into the bedrock. And so the stronger we become in lives, the deeper our roots go. And then we breathe in from the atmosphere and take that breath down our tree. down the trunk of our tree into our roots, and then we start to send that energy into our roots, and our roots go deeper into the earth. We reach the next layer of the earth, and the next layer of the earth is oil. And this oil represents the dark, messy, sludgy parts of our lives. And this is where we find ourselves often getting stuck, where we can't get any traction. And oil, just as a commodity, it has this value for us, and its value in it is our life lessons. And once we start to learn our life lessons, our roots start to go through the oil, and they reach that center of the earth, the core of the earth. So we send all of our roots down to the core of the earth, and we wrap around the core of the earth. We send all of our energy down to the core of the earth, and we wrap our roots around the core of the earth. As we learn our lessons, the core of the earth represents the core essence of who we are, the core of our tree, the core of our body. And so we're going to reverse that breath, and we're going to breathe up from the core of the earth into our root system. We're going to breathe up into our tree. And then we're going to start to send that energy out our branches, our flowers, our leaves, our fruit, and just notice what starts to happen to the physical body as you breathe up and send that energy out. What happens to our hearts as we breathe up and send energy out. And as we shift our focus into our meditation practice today, that meditation practice around change, let's just see how we receive change. So let's breathe up from the core of the earth and breathe up into our root system. Just breathe into the bottom of the feet. The feet take us in a direction every day. Our left foot represents coming home. Our right foot is stepping out as we step out of our house or our dwelling, going to. And so just notice when you breathe this fresh energy of change into the bottom of the feet, notice what you feel. Left foot, coming home, right foot, leaving the home. Just notice, are you accepting and receiving this new energy, or are you resisting it? Can you feel something changing, something happening in either foot or ankle? This is up to your interpretation of what you see and feel and know as your truth. These are just merely suggestions to focus on. Just notice how you even receive energy. And that might even be change and something new for you. And so let's focus on that right foot for a moment. And how we create these habits in our lives. We always have a tendency to go the same direction. If we know what our destination is, we know our route to get there because we've done it habitually. We've done it so many times. And let's see what happens when we are required to take a forced detour. Just notice, do you meet resistance? Or do you happily take a new route, a detour, to experience something new, something different? Just want to notice our tendencies and notice how the body and the mind respond to these suggestions. And so then we're going to focus on the left foot and that representation of coming home, coming back to that place where you started your day. And just notice if you feel change coming there. Are you going right when you feel like you should be going left? Are you fighting something? Are you fighting a tendency? Like, oh, I want to go this way, but for some reason, I keep continuing to go down this road. And so we're focusing on that left foot and coming back home. And then just notice if your home feels like home. And so we're going to breathe up and we're going to shift our focus up. Let's look at our knees. Remember, we're focusing our energy on change. So just notice, just introducing this idea of breathing up into our knees and becoming aware of your knees. You can focus on your right knee first. And when change is coming in our lives, it's our ego, right, that resists change. And ego and pride sit in the knees. And the energy is towards others in the right knee. So just notice when you breathe change up into the right knee. Notice if you meet resistance or just accept what's coming. And then focus on the left knee. When you're just fighting yourself, you're resisting change within yourself, and that's your own ego fighting your mind, not accepting and surrendering to what you know to be true in your heart. That change is constant. And how we adapt to change. How we adapt to change will either bring us peace or more conflict. And so let's breathe change up into our hips, into the physical body, just working its way up. The energies that sit in our hips are this guilt and shame. And the hips are the beginning of our ability to step forward, step to the side, step backwards. And so if we have any guilt or grief, shame that sits in our hips about places that we've traveled or haven't traveled, we're just going to let all that go and just to let the change of acceptance start to come in. Just accepting what you've chosen to do as the perfect direction and guidance that you've been doing all along. Knowingly or unknowingly, always being on the right track and going in the right direction. And then just go up into your heart, shifting all of your energy up into your heart. And start to feel this change as it comes up, as you breathe into your heart. Just feel this energy of change as it comes. You know it's there. Change is happening again, so you breathe in and you breathe out and you accept change as it comes in, and then you send back out from your heart this acceptance of change as this constant in your life. Your ability to adapt or to not adapt. Your ability to go with the flow or to fight the current. Just notice in your heart, what are your tendencies? Is it uncomfortable when you breathe in this idea of change? Or does it create this excitement in you? I don't know what's coming, but I'm excited. We're going to shift your focus up again into this area where we start to communicate with our body, we start to communicate with the mind. And we open ourselves up to this communication, this creative communication that comes from the earth up, and this conscious awareness, this guidance, these solutions that come from the universe down. And the gateway to this space is in our throat, our ability to speak and our ability to listen. And so when you know change is coming, when you're aware that change is coming, how do you respond? Do you feel the need to tell everyone change is coming because you need to hear it for yourself to accept change is coming? Do you allow fear of the unknown to creep into your words? I don't know what I'm gonna do. Or do you just accept that change is coming and you're in this beautiful flow of life, and the worry is meaningless and the fear just blocks everything that's coming your way? And so you just allow, you go with the flow, you go with the current. So as you speak to the universe, I accept that change is coming. I accept and am excited for this change. The universe hears that and sends you solutions. And your ability to accept that change is coming. And the solutions happen through your own connection. Maybe you'll tell a friend about change that's coming and they'll speak for the divine to you. So we speak about change with love, and we receive solutions with love. Breathe in this acceptance of change. Exhale out. Then we're going to shift our focus again up into this place of our intuition, our sixth sense. The part of our tree that just knows how to do what it was born to do. How to just be a tree because it was in your seed that was planted. It already knows what to do. It already knows what it's here to do. We just have to get out of the way and allow it to do what it's here to do. So in this place of your intuition, to intuit, to see into the future. When we see with the eyes of love, when we see, we gain clarity. And so with your trust and your faith, see change coming. Just notice the signs that you've already seen that change is coming. Just notice your ability to accept that it's coming. Your willingness to accept it. And if you're unwilling to accept it, just notice what that does as well. You can see that it just blocks off all possibilities. When you refuse to change, even though the universe is guiding us into it, just notice how that stunts the growth of your tree. It stops everything from growing. And then your tree becomes barren. It no longer produces the fruit that it was born to produce. Because we refuse to adapt and to change and merge with the environment that we're in. And now we're going to focus all of our energy on the tips of our tree, our antenna. And it's our antennas that send out frequencies and receive frequencies back. So we send out prayers, wishes, dreams, desires, and we receive back blessings, solutions, and answers to our questions. But we don't receive anything unless we send something out first. That's what gets the communication going. So send out from your tree, send out into this universe your prayers, wishes, dreams, desires around change. I know that change is coming. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my heart. Please grant me the wisdom, the clarity, the solutions for this change to happen. Give me the faith and the trust that I need to be the best version of my tree I could be. So send all of that energy out your branches, and then be willing to sit as long as it takes to know and to trust the information that comes back. The more effort that we put into something, the more energy we'll receive back. A 100% effort, we receive back 100% solutions. And just notice and know that when the time is right, when the stars have aligned, that everything just starts to go your way. That the things that you've been focusing on, the things that you've been accepting about change, they just naturally start to fall into place as you accept and surrender that change is coming, that you've known that change is coming. That fighting change creates all this disruption in the mind and the body. By just going with it is like being in divine flow. So just go into your tree and into your breath, into this space of gratitude and love, and breathing from the core of the earth all the way up into your root system, up into your tree, and sending all that energy of gratitude and love and peace and joy and bliss, sending that out into the world. And then breathing back down from the universe, down through your tree, and sending that power that keeps everything going down to the core of the earth. Breathing up all this fresh energy, this creative energy on things that you can do when change is coming, and send that out. And then receive back these solutions in the form of this knowingness and this power as they come back down through you, down to the core of the earth. So we just use our breath, we use our connection, we use our energy to breathe all the way in and all the way out, all the way up and all the way down. And then gently, when you're ready, you can start to bring yourself back into your body, bring yourself back into your space. Very good. All right. I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch and experience this meditation on change. Thank you for being a part of this journey that we've been on together for 8+ years. It sure has been a fun one. And I hope you continue doing these kinds of practices just to help you along your path of, growing and being really comfortable with this constant thing of change and accepting that things are the way that they are and they're happening for us and they're not happening to us. And it's just this beautiful, awesome journey. So thank you so much for being a part, and I'll see you again soon. Peace and love. Have a great day. Bye. Bye.